Who do we have here?
We have Anthony Ortiz.
What did you do?
We got top 4 at Cool Stuff with Big Boy Kashtira.
Undefeated.
Cool Stuff Games. Hollywood. Hollywood.
I hate that deck.
Yeah, great done. Great done.
6-0 David.
6-0.
Let's get into the deck profile then.
Alright, sounds good. So we have 3 Fenrir. The cash cards are very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So 3 Unicorn, 3 Rise Heart, and 1 Spiritual. So like this deck is really good because of course the toolbox that it has. And these are the absolute best ones. I know a lot of decks are playing like Ogre and Preparations. I tried it. Every time I played it, I always got Harpy's Feather Duster. I always got Cosmic Cyclone. I just didn't feel like it was impactful enough. So I rather just play more non-engine and make my turn 1 board way stronger than just a Preparations. So these are perfect. Never had any issues. Perfect card. And then the honorary Zephyros. This is what makes the deck resilient to make Babushka. And then also bounces back race off for the next turn. Bounces back birth if you don't think you're going to need to use the graveyard effect, so that way you have it as the follow-up for next turn. So it's a super strong card in this deck. I probably would never cut it. And then, so those are the Kashtira monsters. The hand traps. We already know. 3 Shifter. God card. 3 Ash. 3 Veiler. Veiler was really good today. Stop. 3 Imperm. And the surprise card that everyone was getting called by was 2 Nib. So this card is very surprising, and it performed very well. So sometimes like when you don't draw the Shifter, but you draw this instead, you can end on boards like Era, Birth, or Babushka, and even if they out the board, they're gonna get hit with this, and on the follow-up you just use Birth to kill them. Or you can normal summon, get rid of this, and still special summon your Kashtira monsters with the extra deck monster we play. So very, very solid. I would keep it in for sure. I think 2 was perfect. I saw the 3rd. Hand traps. Engine. 1 Rhoda, 1 Prosperity, and 1 Terraforming. I think this is way better than playing Ogre. I think this is way better than playing just having the extra Rise Heart. Makes it a lot easier to make the Babushka turn 1. And it also always have the follow-up when you have to banish Theosis. So this card by itself becomes like a full starter for your whole deck. 3 Planet. 2 Talents. And this card was really solid today. So another good reason to play Nib is if you play this, a lot of people don't expect it, so you can overextend and make better end boards. And when they try to Nib you, just hit them with this, and it's like a blowout at that point because you're gonna have your births, you're gonna have everything set up, and a better board than what you normally end on. And this can negate things like Imperm. This card can negate Talents, which is huge for this deck because this deck loses a lot to like steel cards like Change of Heart and Talents. So this is really good at negating a lot of the problematic cards. Also negates Ash. And really cool thing about this card is that it can play as an engine card too. If you do have a very weak hand, you can use this to banish any of your Fenrirs or Unicorns, and you can birth it back. Even though it's negated, it's still the body on board. So very important to know just in case if it ever comes up. And then the last cards, 2 Theosis. I think 2 is just fine. I've never had problems with 2. Whenever I play 3, I draw 2 and I hate it. So I was always gonna keep it at 2. And then 3 Birth, best card in the deck, hands down. But I don't have to explain anything about that card. That card's great. Extra deck. You have to play this. So this is why the Nib like doesn't affect you at all, because you can just normal summon anything, a hand trap, Zephyros, Rise Heart, and then just make this, banish, up the token, draw a card, and then you can summon all your Kashtira monsters. So super, super powerful. IP, You make this when you have the cross out, so you can just not worry about nib, and then you can make this on their turn. Otherwise, you just make this if you don't have the cross out. And you have to play a card that just outs like Chaos Angel. You know, the BS cards that just can't die in the game. This is what you use to out it. I played one Omega. It's with the Veiler. Never came up today, but I thought it would, so I played it. And then all the Exeeds. Bagushka, this card's insane. Every game one, I almost made it every single game. I actually didn't brick at all today. I was able to play every single game I played. But this card's insane because you make it with this, that, and a Fenrir, and hand traps, and it's very hard for them to out the board, and the next turn you just kill them. Dweller, this is good against Yubel, good against the Snake Eye deck, good against rogue decks in general. So I like having it just in case. Era, nothing to say here. Arsenal Falcon, this is how you get the Zephyros out of the deck, and then you can make that, and then you can bring back the Zephyros and the Rise Heart, and then you make that. So very, very powerful all day. Blaze, this card is insane. This card is really, really good. You can summon it, pop, bring it back, banishing your Rise Hearts. It's just so free. And then the other two dragons. This card won me a game just because I burned. And this card is necessary because you can banish Theosis with it and add stuff back. So you have to play this at 1. Draco Sack. Didn't make it once today. And then lastly, the Utopic package. So that's what makes this card really good because you can summon this, blow it up, bring it back, and then you can just, if you have like an Era on board or like a Raid Raptor, you can just make this over it and then put this over it, and now you have a monster negate as well. So super powerful. Alright, and then side deck, anti-spell. Shout out Carlos. D-Barrier, just to add extra sting to the Tempai deck. Yubel for fusions, Melodious, things like that. 3 Judgment. Pretty much makes your deck like an auto win going first. Because then you set it up with what I said, and you set these or that, and you win the game. And then 2 Evenly for the traps. This performed very well today. Very well. Harpies, 1 Thrust, 3 Cosmic, the Nib, and then this card was nasty. This card is crazy. Like I beat Branded, I beat a Yubel player just by summoning this, special summon Fenrir, out the Nightmare Pain with this, and then it was over at that point. So I was very, very happy with all these cards and the way they performed. I wish I could play maybe like 1 more of these or 1 more of these so I can see it more often. But that's it. Everything was perfect.
You feel like you didn't need to play the preparations or the ogre or the tier cast?
I didn't like it. Okay. I didn't like it. I just think this deck is consistent the way it is.
Fair enough.
I didn't brick at all today. And like you want to see Rise Heart. Like, Rise Heart's the best. Like of course Fenrir, but like Rise Heart with this and Rise Heart with Theosis is so much better.
Yeah.
Because you get to combo so much more. So it's super powerful. The deck's definitely on the radar because it's good against the Charmies. Unicorn's super solid at, you know, ripping apart extra decks, and it's just very impressive. Of course, D-Shifters. You know, this is going to be games where this deck is tier 1 just because you draw that card. You know, so
I think it'll be better with that new rank 7 coming out.
Yeah, the water one, right?
Yeah.
Bounce stuff. Yeah. The best thing about the deck is that it's always going to get support.
Definitely. Yeah.
Always going to get support. So,
any shout outs?
Shout out you, Rennie.
Thanks.
Shout out Gio. Shout out JP.
I hate
shout out
this.
Damien.
I hate it all.
Shout out Casey. Shout out Daniel. Shout out all the boys at Cool Stuff. Shout out your brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife, Lauren Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
She's the best.
Definitely.
No one better than her.
Definitely.
She makes playing the game. She makes hanging out with my buddies worth it all. Because she supports me in everything that I do, and I love her.
We need that support.
That's right. So shout out to you, love. Shout out to Isaiah. she will see this for sure.
Yeah.
And
we want to shout out to her for keeping you coming and keeping you strong, bro. You've been doing your thing. So
that's right. I appreciate
shout out
that.
to her.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Rennie. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Until next time.
Congratulations, bro.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.